Vlog time, people. Back on the bank. It's Monday morning. It's about 10:15 in the morning. We got here yesterday afternoon and had a good walk round. Obviously I'm on Red House again. And it was packed. The lake was absolutely packed last night. There's a few gone this morning. The only pegs that were really free was these along the bottom, then there was the odd peg. I'm fishing at the top of the lake where you come in the gate. From where you come in the gate. And basically, that's my view. It's looking nice, beautiful view. But like I say, last night I hadn't really got my rod sorted as such. I just banged. I waded out to my right margin and put a rig out with a bag on. A bag just with some pellet and ground bait in and oil, like some oil type pellets. And then on my left hand rod I walked out so far, dropped it on just where it comes off the gravel and goes into the silt. Just dropped it on the edge there and then dropped a handful of chops around it, and I've just left them both. There's been loads of fizzing up this morning, but I don't think it's carp, I think it's tench. Look like tench bubbles to me, and I've seen a couple of smaller tench. I don't know if you can see them out there, they're fizzing here. But this lake, it does fizz a lot anyway, natural gases anyway. It does. Especially around the margins, and it's not fish, it's just the gases, and you can tell because if it's gas it'll come up to the surface, the bubbles, and it disappears straight away more or less. If it's fish, once it fizzes and the bubbles come up, they'll stop there, and they stop there for quite a while. That's how you know the difference between fish and gas. So I'm nice and sorted in this peg anyway. So I've got till Friday, so I'm going to give it another hour and I'm going to get these rods sorted properly and get a marker out there and just have a little marker around and see what's there. I know I've got two good margins to my right and my left, so it's just a case now of sure that was a fish. Oh no, it's just a bloke putting his rigs out. And then I want to see what's out there, see if there is anything further out, and possibly put two rods on that or just one rod. I don't know, it might split my rods, have one down each margin and one further out. I don't know, I shall see first. I might put all three rods in the margin on one spot, or I might put one down the left margin, one down the right and one out just in front. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. But I shall see. Looks like there's somebody going down that other end. The reason I've come up here, people, is because the wind today, it's only a bit of wind, but it starts coming over here southwesterly tomorrow as well, and then it starts swinging round up towards me, and it stops up towards me for a day, and then it's just blowing off to the side of me then. So the wind is up probably 70% of the week is up this way. So I thought to myself, I need to get up here. So that's what I've done. I thought there's no point fishing down there if the wind's going to be blowing up here. There was a lot of fish down there last week with the wind blowing down there because they like that wind down there. But I've never fished this peg before, and it's a really comfortable peg actually. It's massive, there's loads of room, and you can see the whole lake. So I can't understand why more people don't fish it when the wind's blowing up this way. You see the odd person in it, but there was somebody to my left in here, but it was packed all down this side, and there's two or three anglers here, and there's two lots of lads on the island. There was a couple of lads beyond them. That bottom bit's free, then there's another lad as you come around the corner, then there's another lad, another bloke, and there's two lads, then another bloke, another bloke, another bloke. So But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, people, and start getting myself prepared for sorting my rods out in a bit. So I'll catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. That's my dinner, people. That's my tea for tonight, for this evening. I'll just have that. I've got my rigs in, so I'll give you a bit of an update in a bit, people. Just thought I'd show you what I was having for my snap. Adios, amigos. Morning people, it's about 5:45 in the morning. Been up since 5. Not heard anything last night at all, apart from earlier on, a couple of hours before it got dark. There was a big and boshed out about here. But I've got my middle rod out at 4 wraps in the middle of that bush. I've got my left hand rod at 4 wraps out in line with that pylon, and then I've got one down here in line with this tree at 4.5 wraps. That one's in 10-foot water, that one's in 15-foot water, and that one's in 10-11-foot water. I've put 7 spoms over that one, 7 over that one, and 7 over that one, and then I'm just going to leave them. Don't even think I'm going to reel them in today if I don't have anything. I think I'm just going to leave them till tomorrow, because I know they went down perfectly alright. There's a few fish starting to mill about on the surface, but there's a hell of a lot of tench down here. I mean, last night there was tench fizzing coming up everywhere along this half of the lake. It was unbelievable. And then last night I seen a couple of boshes again out there towards the middle. Same as what I saw yesterday morning really, so, but that's the state of affairs anyway. So I'm going to get back into my bed and watch the water, because it's very nippy this morning. So I'll catch you in a bit people. Adios amigos. Vlog time, my lovelies. It's now Wednesday morning. I should imagine it's about, I think it's about 7 o'clock. I went off at 5 o'clock this morning. No, 5 this morning, but I was already awake a little bit. Just not sleeping while I've been on the bank this time. Like last time, don't know what it is. Normally I sleep like a log. But absolutely knackered. I don't know who it is, but there's 2 people's put bait out right on bite time over there. I don't know who that is, but it's up to them, isn't it? But rod wise, mine are still in the same spots. Got one on the left hand side, in line with the pylon over there. 4 wraps out in 10-foot, 11-foot water. Middle rod is out there 4.5 wraps in 15-foot water, and my right hand rod is 4.5 wraps in about 10-foot water, in about 9-10-foot water. So they're all set really for this wind that's been coming in since yesterday. I had a liner on my right hand rod yesterday, but apart from that, nothing. I've not seen anything, I've not heard anything. I saw that one mirror yesterday over here, and then I've had that big one out over my middle rod more or less the day before, previously. But apart from that, nothing. So I don't think there's been anything out. I've not seen anything anyway. I've heard somebody's alarm going off this morning, but I think it's the birds diving on that bait. Whoever's put that bait in over there, I think. So something has got to happen with this wind blowing this way. I mean, this wind, the wind was proper blowing yesterday. It's eased off a little bit this morning. We're due rain today. Low pressure's definitely coming in. But the wind's supposed to be blowing in here all day again, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be blowing here and start moving towards the corner. So I've not really seen anything to go on. I think what I'll do is give it till dinner time, and then I'm going to take my rods out today, because the rods have been in the water a couple of days then. We're not being touched. The only rod that's I've had to recast is my middle rod, because there's a load of weed at the line yesterday, so I just had to nip that in and nip it back out. I've put no more bait in at all. So they've been sat there for 2 days. So, right, my battery's going on the camera, folks. So that's the state of affairs. I'm gonna get myself a cup of coffee, clean my teeth, and just chill and watch the water. So I shall catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Blog time, people. It's now Wednesday afternoon. It's been raining non-stop and the wind is still pushing in here. I haven't touched my rods yet, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out there, reel them all in, check the hook baits, check the hooks, put them all back out on the spots, and then when it gets dark tonight I'm going to put a couple of spots over each rod and then just leave them again and see what happens. I know it's a bit boring for you viewers not seeing a lot, but there's no else I can do about that, I'm afraid. So, I mean, they've been in the water now for 2 days, over 2 days, so... Oh yeah, it's about 2 days actually. So, there was fish showing, like I say earlier on, they've been showing. Another big in here again, about 4 or 5 rod lengths out. Seen a couple over here, one over here, couple over here. But they were smaller ones, they was. So it's still looking really good for a bite. So I'm going to, what's the name, get these reeled in, get them sorted out and get them back on the spots. And then that way I can get all my stuff charged and that, do a bit of work. And then that's it, I can just sit back, have my dinner and watch the water then. I've got to check them. I don't want to leave them out without checking in case something's wrong with them, because I've had a couple of liners on 2 of the rods, so I just want to make sure that they're alright, like. So that's the state of affairs. It is. So I'm going to scratch off for now, people, and I shall catch you in a bit. Adios, amigos. yeah, like I say, a cup of coffee, talk to my girlfriend. I must have caught the camera button then. I must have done, because it just went off all of a sudden, don't know, must have been. But yeah, so that's the state of affairs. It is. Yeah, we've got a good wind there. The water's still really, really warm, so, you know, I've got one in deep water, 15 foot. And then I've got the other one in, 10 foot water, sorry, 9 foot water. Now I've brought it back a little bit. And then the other one's in about 10, 11 foot water. But, yeah, it just shows you how busy it gets. I mean, there's somebody over there now spotting here. If somebody moves in the peg next door, they're going to be knackered, because they're going to be going straight out there. So, I don't know. Just let people do what they want to do, I suppose. Right, I'm going to get a cup of coffee. So, I shall catch you in a bit. Just thought I'd give you a bit of an update. Still time yet, people, still time. Still got a couple of days. So, hopefully. I'm confident. I've just got to be patient. Playing the long game. So, right, waffling again. So I'll catch you in a bit. Adios, amigos. Oh yes, people. Nice healthy breakfast. Just what you need. Look at that. Woohoo! Come on. Vlog time, people. Just a little bit of an update. It's about I think it's about 12 o'clock and it's Thursday. I was supposed to be going home Friday, but I'm not going till Saturday now. The fish have stopped showing, but the wind's still blowing into it. But I've seen a lot of shows all over this area. I'm going to take my rods out this afternoon and then check the baits on them again, and then I'm going to put a couple of spods over the top of each rod. I didn't put any out last night because just before dark there was a couple of mirror just here over my middle rod, and there's another one out here, and then I seen a couple over here. I thought, no, I'm not going to put it in now. So now that they've stopped showing, if they still stop, I haven't seen anything. When I put my rods back in, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to change the baits, put a couple of spods over the top, and then just leave it again. I'm going to stick to what I'm doing. I'm not moving. I've seen plenty of fish down here, so game on, isn't it? That's all I can do. I've just got to be patient, and I think one will come. I've just got a feeling. I know they're down here. Just got to play my cards right, that's all. Not a lot of disturbance. So I shall catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Morning, people. It's about I think it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've just caught a bloody bird. The margin rod to the right that was set absolutely perfect. It took me a while yesterday to put out, but the bird's just picked it up. So I've only got 2 rods in the water at the minute. So I need to get that other one back out in a bit, but I'm going to wait till after bite time. But nothing else. I mean, last night it went really cold, really misty, and then it clouded up again, and now the wind's blowing across in front of me. I think it's supposed to blow that way today, and then it's supposed to switch back around towards me later on. But nothing else has occurred. I mean, that right hand rod yesterday, what I did was waded out down the margin, right the way down the margin, and then placed it with a bag on, and then put another spoonful of bait around it, mixed particle and stuff, and then what I did was I backleaded it, but I backleaded it further out and then come back towards the rod, and then backleaded it about 2 meters away from the tip of the rod, and it was set perfect. But like I say, the bloody birds just picked it up, so I've got to do all that again now. So, but I'm very surprised that none of us, either next door or the boat next door to me, and picked a fish up. I can't believe it. I would have thought at least one of us would have done. The amount of fish that was down here, been down here over the last few days, and yesterday there were loads of them. So I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully I've got one more day. See what happens, people. Right, I suppose I better get a cup of coffee and get this rig sorted out, get some breakfast. So I shall catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Right, people, vlog time. It's now Friday lunchtime, and what I've done is I've fetched my rods in. I had a pick up this morning on my right hand rod with a tufty. So what I've done is I've fetched all 3 rods in. They've been on them spots all week and nothing. So I've chucked 3 singles out, one at about 100 yards, one at about 80 and one at about 60. 3 different places. I'll leave that a couple of hours, then I'm going to recast again and do the same thing. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the marker out and just find an area a little bit further out, just put a bit of bait on it, put all 3 rods on it and fish it overnight, because I don't know, I think the margins are a waste of time. I think early on in the year, you know, when there's not been as much pressure and they're only just starting to be caught again, so you've had your winter, I think probably as it's warming up you'll catch them in the margins then, the odd one, or there might be a few come out to start off with, but I don't know, it's not the one, I don't think. I think the way I was fishing before, putting my rods out there, is the way forward again. I'm not saying you won't catch down the margins, because you will do, if you get what I mean, but I think you've got more chance of being out there. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have some lunch, and then I'm going to find an area, put some bait on it, and then sit on it. I think might have another cast with these 3 singles, and then find an area and just put the 3 rods on it. I'm not going to put masses of bait because I'm only going to be here till in the morning, so I shall put about 10 spoms, 12 spoms, and then just see what happens. So there you go, lesson learned. I think I'll be concentrating more on fishing further out like I normally do. That seems to be the key so far. That's the way it goes, isn't it? It is. But yeah, I'm going to get a drink and get some lunch. Catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Yeah, if you don't try these things, you don't find out, so it's a lesson learned. I think early season, margins definitely, but this time of the year, I think you're wasting your time. They're just not coming up that shelf. They're stopping down there where the deeper waters and the silt and that. And that's my experience so far fishing on here. When I go back to fishing, I was fishing before. And that's it, so lesson learned. Alright, I'm going to scratch off for now, people. I'm going to do a bit of work, a couple of hours of work done. And I've got a few bits and bobs to do, so see how it goes. Fish through till tomorrow morning, there's still a chance. I know it's a big ask, especially being in that depth of water, but it's doing something different to what everybody else is doing, so I just thought I'll try it. I know it's more of a winter area, you know, so, but at the end of the day, sod it, give it a go. Nothing to lose. Alright, catch you in a bit, people. Adios, amigos. Top of the morning to you, people. The wind's still blowing over to the east. It's getting colder and colder. I've had nothing on my rods. I didn't really expect it though, to be honest with you. But it's another area what I've found. And I should be packing up in a couple of hours. It's about, what time is it, 8 o'clock in the morning or something? 8:15 or something, I don't know, yeah, 8:15. I've been fishing with a lad here over the last few days called Sean Tuckerbeard. Nice lad, got to know him a little bit, and then he's come down with his son this morning, Harry, so I just thought I'd give him a shout out, young Harry there, just starting to get into the carp fishing game. But they're on here for 24 hours, so you get one out, boys. Good luck. So, yeah, I've enjoyed my time here, but I think the mistake is fishing the margins. I just don't think it's the one. I mean, I normally fish at range. Occasionally I put one in the margin. I tend to fish 2 out and 1 in the margin just to be on the safe side normally, but I just think that fishing further out's the one, to be honest with you. But at least I've got to know the peg a little bit. That's the most important thing. So yeah, I've got to meet quite a few people again this time. So I've enjoyed it. So, as I say, thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Next time I'll be down should be in a couple of weeks, I would have thought. I don't know at the minute because I've got a lot of stuff to sort out with work and that. I've got some new gear coming in that I've got to sort out as well, to do with work and to do with fishing. So I know it's been a bit of a boring vlog this time because there's not much happening, but that's the way it goes. It's just reality, isn't it? So anyway, I'm waffling on now. So tight lines, everybody, and happy angling. Adios, amigos.